There is a voice in your head, and it's very good at its job. It shows up every time you're about to do something hard. Right when you're about to lace up your shoes. Right when the alarm goes off. Right when the set gets heavy and uncomfortable. And look, it doesn't come in aggressive. It doesn't come in loud. It comes in reasonably. It sounds exactly like common sense. You're tired. You've worked hard this week. You deserve a rest. One day won't matter. And it's convincing because, well, it's you. It knows exactly what you'll believe. You have talked yourself out of more sessions than anything else ever has. Not your schedule, not your health, not your circumstances, your own head. And until you learn to manage that voice, it will continue managing you. Here's the exact thing about the voice. It's not lying. Not exactly. You are tired. You have had a hard week. Rest is real and it is important. But you see, the voice never shows up to tell you those things when you're sitting on the sofa for like 2 hours. It only shows up when you're about to do something that might actually change something. It's funny that, isn't it? The voice is part of the you that prefers familiar discomfort over uncertain discomfort. Staying the same feels safe. Trying feels risky. And the voice is very, very interested in keeping you safe. Safe in the exact same place you've been for X amount of years. Learning to recognize it is the whole skill. Once you understand it and you know it, once you hear it and go, haha, there it is, right on motherfucking time, it loses its power because you're not fighting with it anymore. You're just noticing it. Doubt is a passenger, not a driver. It can be in the car. It cannot be behind the wheel. Go to the gym without doubt. Train without doubt. And come home having done the work anyway. Do that enough times and the voice, well, it starts to get quieter. Not silent. It never fully shuts the fuck up, but quieter and manageable. The days that voice is the loudest, those are the days that matter the most, because those are the days that define whether this is a habit or a fucking hobby. Hobbies, you do when you feel like it. Habits, you do regardless. And the only way to build a habit is to win those arguments consistently, quietly, over and over. It's funny because there's a few people in the fitness industry, you might call them influencers. One that comes to mind straight away is CT Fletcher, and he is someone that I look up to. Uncle CT. And he has said many times in his videos, tell your mind, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. And I say this to my clients all the time. Your mind doesn't want you to do this. And another thing that I kind of tell clients is, if you've ever watched The Big Bang Theory, you know Sheldon doesn't like change. So I want you to merge those two, CT Fletcher and Sheldon. Yeah, fuck me, that would be a good interaction to see. Your body is like Sheldon. It doesn't like change. So the same way in The Big Bang Theory, when he comes in and he has to sit on his part of the sofa, because that is the way it's been all the time. Your body doesn't want to change. If you wake up and you go for a 5-mile run, something you've never done before, your body doesn't want it, and your mind will start to talk you out of it. Your mind will start to tell you, ooh, this hurts. There's certain pains. Ooh, I'm dying or something. And it will start to get more and more exaggerated. This is where CT Fletcher comes in, where you have to say, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I got this. When you're pushing a sled and we get to a weight that is challenging, because as we put 25s on and you're pushing up and down, there comes a point where all of a sudden you go to push the sled and it feels like the sled is pushing back. You hit that resistance and you start to push and your mind starts going, this is uncomfortable, let's stop. You get to the next section, and every section you go up, your mind will tell you this is difficult, stop. Now there are processes within the body that are happening. Lactic acid might happen. You're feeling that burning sensation. You're out of your comfort zone and your mind is telling you this, because your mind doesn't want to do this, because what you're doing is associated with change. Your body is Sheldon. Sheldon doesn't like change. Your body doesn't like change. So why would it encourage change? The same way Sheldon wouldn't encourage someone to sit in his seat. At least not regularly. I think there was an episode where he did that and everyone was like, who the fuck are you? Anyway, tangent. So you have to, on a regular basis, tell your mind, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I got this. I know it sounds like I'm a nutcase. And yeah, to a certain extent, you have to be a bit of a nutcase, because there are so many internal things that set up barriers for you to progress and, get to your goal. Be that get stronger, be that get faster, be that lose body fat, be that build muscle. There's always going to be something telling you stop, because again, your body doesn't want change in general. Homeostasis, I think it's called. But you have to tell your body, shut the fuck up. And as I said, in the beginning, it's incredibly difficult, because you haven't built that mindset. And even when you're pushing that sled and there's resistance pushing back, your mind is going to make you doubt yourself. And because you're very new to what you're doing, you're very innocent, let's say. So you are going to start to believe that doubt. Shit, maybe I can't do this. Maybe this is too hard. Maybe this is too much weight. Oh, I'm going to hurt myself. Oh, this is really burning. Is this normal? These are the questions that might start to go through your mind. And because you're innocent, because you're untrained in terms of mindset, you can start to believe them. Once you say, shut the fuck up, motherfucker, and you get onto the other side of those questions where you find the answer, is this too much weight? Well, you get to the other side of that and you realize at the beginning, when I pushed this sled, I did feel like it was too much weight. But I managed to get all the way to the end. Yes, I stopped a few times, but I still managed to push it to the end. It wasn't too much weight, because if it was too much weight, I wouldn't be able to push it. So now you have that answer. And it's a compound effect, because as we continue to do that, you continue to realize that, aha, yeah, I remember, this feels difficult. But okay, let's see how many times I stopped. Ooh, I only stopped 3 times. It wasn't that difficult. Now you understand that your mind is telling you something, but with the persistence and the stubbornness, you continued down the path and you managed to get through it. I've said many a time, take your mind somewhere. Be stubborn about it. No matter what, just take it there. The body has no option but to follow. The next time you're about to skip whatever you're trying to skip, and the reason sounds really, really fucking reasonable, just pause. Ask yourself, is this actually rest that I've earned? Have I deserved to skip this session, as an example? Or is this the voice doing what it always does? And deep down, you'll know. You will always know. And then do the thing anyway. Not because you've silenced the voice. You haven't. But because you're bigger than it now. Because you've decided the goal matters way more than comfort. Because you've heard that voice 100 times. And you know exactly where the fuck it leads to if you listen to it. And that is somewhere you don't want to go anymore. Buckle the fuck up and let's go.